Hello, welcome back to Pick My Brain podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Chan. Well, this is episode 4 of Pick My Brain podcast, and today we will focus on passion. Now, before we dive deep into passion, just a little recap of the past 3 episodes. On episode 1, we talked about college essay writing timeline. Episode 2, we talked about letter of recommendation and resume. And last episode, we talked about extracurricular activities. Now, if you liked the previous 3 episodes or any of the 3 episodes, I'm glad that you liked it. And I'm happy that you are still right here listening to my podcast. And if you do, I hope you are a subscriber to this channel so that I know that how many active listeners are out there, and that would certainly help me gauge my audience, and then I would be able to help you more. And if you do have any question, you're always welcome to email me. The email address is on the screen right here and also in the description below. Well, today we have a very important topic. It's passion, and I can share something with you. I would say if you don't know what your passion is, well, this episode is for you, and I would tell you all the important things, important aspects of what passion is, why it's important to know. And I can tell you how important it is because I have a strong passion in teaching, and my life is changed completely after I realized my passion is about teaching. And after 17 years of teaching, I am still, my fire is still burning hot, and I'm still loving this profession. And even though my pay is not that high, but I mean, hey, it's okay. I still enjoy my life very much. So there are 4 questions that we are going to focus today, and they are: number 1, what is and what's not passion? Number 2, why is passion important? And 3, what will happen if you don't have passion? And number 4, why is it important to find your passion as early as possible? Okay, so 4 questions. It might be a little bit long, but I don't really care if it's long because I need to share all I know about passion with you. And it's very, very, very important, to say the very least. So let's kickstart this episode with our number 1 question. What is and what is not passion? Now, to start us off, I would like to give you a little bit of a background. Try to be as brief and yet as concise and succinct as possible. As I said, I am a teacher, and teaching is my passion, but it doesn't come to me when I was at a young age. Now, I would say I had a little hint of understanding that teaching is my thing, but I never realized it until much later. And by much later, I'm talking about my 3rd year of college, towards the end of that 3rd year. So what were the hints? Number 1, now I grew up in Hong Kong, and I had the luxury to move to the US and study 2 years of high school and then move on to college. Okay, I'm very fortunate that my mom had the financial support to pay me, to support me to study in the United States. As an international student, I had to pay a lot higher tuition fee. Like I would say back in the days, one semester it's about, at UT Austin, one semester is about 10 grand. And nowadays, all inclusive as an international student at one of those top universities could cost you about $50,000 to $60,000, okay, including all the tuition, fees, room and board, all the stuff together. So I was very fortunate that I was born earlier and that I came here early. And the reason why I mentioned about this is because the day that I left Hong Kong to move here to the United States, I was at the airport, and there was a little mission that I set for myself. I moved here to the United States because I had enough of the Hong Kong education system. Now, a lot of people would say, well, I thought the education system in Asia, it's better, right? Look at all those ranking. It's not really that true. Yes, they score higher, but the culture, it's toxic. The teaching quality, it's meh. It's not that great. It's focusing a lot on memorization, and I didn't understand much back in the days. And I was like, I don't see a future in Hong Kong, and I think the best way out is to go somewhere else. And my uncle was already in the United States studying college. I got friends coming here earlier than I did, and they were like, yeah, it's a lot better here in the US. So I was like, okay, let's move. So my mission that I set myself up was to compare the education system between Hong Kong and the United States. I want to find out. I need to find out what it's better here in the US and how come it's not that great back in Hong Kong. Well, I got my conclusion, and I was, again, very fortunate that I was in a very good school. It's a small Catholic school. It's Bishop Grimes, and unfortunately, they closed down last year this past semester, 2025, because of their low enrollment. So they combined with another school. Kind of sad that to see my own high school being closed down, but I was very happy that I got the great faculty, great teachers to educate me back in the days. So that was the beginning. The second hint I had was that when I was in Austin Community College, I was a tutor in my second semester of my freshman year. I did not get like a lot of hours. I was trying to make some, extra money to, for my own expenses. I was assigned to work like 2 hours a week. And they said like, oh, just start off 2 hours a week. And the next semester, when people go away, because they move on to UT Austin or other universities, you'll get more hours. And I was like, okay, sure. I'm on board. Even though I was just working 2 hours a week, I was very happy. I was very satisfied. I was very excited when I taught students. And when I say students, we're not talking about little kids. We're talking about students from all ages, because in a community college, you have students from, regular college age, and also some people who are still working on their degree when they are like working. But anyways, when I actually enlightened these students, I was very happy. The joy was unmatchable. It's very unique. It's not something that I had ever experienced. So that was my second hint. And yet I did not know my passion is in teaching. Well, what was I doing? Well, my mom said I would be a pharmacist because I liked chemistry, and focus on the word liked right here. And I would elaborate a little bit more in just a moment. Yes, I liked chemistry, and my mom was like, yeah, so pharmacist is great because you can make good money, you like chemistry, so it should be easy for you, right? And we had some family friends, they were pharmacists as well. So I was like, okay, cool, sounds good. Let's just go follow their footsteps, their path, and let's go ahead and be a pharmacist. Did it work? Of course not. And then I was lost. So now, when I was lost, I had to ask myself, well, I want to stay in the U.S., and I was an international student. What can I do to stay in the U.S.? As an international student, I need to get a sponsor for my working visa, and I was not doing well in college, so with a mediocre GPA, it's going to be difficult for me to find a job and to get a sponsor for my working visa, and then in the future, hoping that the company would sponsor me to get a green card and then eventually be a citizen of the United States. So you can see the challenges right here, and I had a little deep moment to reflect, like, what am I supposed to do? I'm not going to be a pharmacist. And I was still in the impression of, yeah, I'm a chemistry person, right? So let's go ahead and move on to chemistry, get a PhD in chemistry. Now, here's the third hint that I had. The third hint was that after I get if I do get my PhD in chemistry, my goal is not to do research. My goal is to teach chemistry for freshmen, the entry level, like the first freshman year or sophomore year of chemistry course. So then I realized that, wait, hold on a second. So I think I've been talking about teaching all along, and yet I didn't realize it. So I proposed to my mom. I said, well, I would like to be a teacher. Well, my mom was not on the same page. She's not on board with my idea. And she said, well, you're not going to make enough pay to be a teacher. I said, I understand, but I don't think it's not enough, because the argument that I had for her was that I don't see like teachers being homeless. I mean, they could make their ends meet, so it wouldn't be that bad, right? So my mom was furious, and I kept fighting this battle. And I want you to focus on the word battle right here, okay? More elaboration later on, okay? And my mom finally agreed to let me be a teacher with one condition, and that is I would go ahead and get a master, which is like, okay, I can get a master in the future. Not a problem, okay? Well, and you may ask, well, so was there anything that you experienced to trigger you, Mr. Chan, to make this decision to finally become a teacher? Yes, there was. So I checked my mailbox, and there was a flyer by UTeach, which is the teaching program for future science and math teacher at UT Austin, called UTeach. And I would not be here without UTeach program, okay? I learned so much from this program, but more on that later. So on this flyer, it says that you can have a guaranteed internship, and the pay would be $12 an hour. And I was like, wow, I have a guaranteed internship. I can work up to 20 hours a week, and it's $12 an hour. So that's sweet. That is very, very sweet. Let me go ahead and sign up for this. And then what happened? I met a professor. So the internship place, it's called the Environmental Science Institute, because I like environmental science. And a little extra information right here, and that is I started off as a chemistry teacher, and then later on I became an environmental science teacher. So a lot more on that in the future, because it's a huge event in my life. It's a huge turning point, by the way. So I worked there at the Environmental Science Institute, ESI, and we invite we invite professors from all over the U.S., and they are like authority. They are like the top professors to come to UT Austin and give lecture. And there was one professor who came here. His name is Professor Dr. Stephen Palumbi, and he is a marine science professor at Stanford University. Now, before the lecture, there was a little interview conducted by some student reporter, and I was just sitting there listening to the interview. And the question by the reporter was like this. The reporter asked, is there any advice that you would give to younger students right now about their future? And Dr. Palumbi answered. He said this, and I quote, "Do whatever you love to do, and someone will pay you to do the thing that you love to do." End quote. Now, it sounds like a very simple statement, but there are a lot of question marks in my head. Number one, what do you mean by somebody would pay you to do whatever you love to do? Now, I'm not the kind of person who just listens and then just take it. No, I'm not. I need to understand 100% of what they mean in order to make sense in my head. And that's also the reason why Hong Kong was not the best place for me, because I cannot just memorize stuff. and more on the Hong Kong stuff later, okay? So I got a few challenge questions. Number one, who is going to pay me? Number two, do you mean literally? Like, if I love to do something, somebody would pay me to do that something. Like, what if I love to sleep? Would somebody pay me to sleep? I've not heard about it. So, like, these two questions, who pays me and is it like literally? Can I interpret that statement literally? If I love to do whatever I love, if I do whatever I love to do, somebody would pay me. So these two questions, they stayed in my mind for a long, long time. And then something happened. There was a spark. And that is going to answer the question of what is passion and what is not passion. So earlier I said I like chemistry. Yes, I like chemistry. But for teaching, I love teaching. What is the difference between like and love? Now, after living for, I'm 41 years old this year. So after living for 41 years, I can proudly tell you something that I learned about love and like. Love is something that demands, that requires sacrifice. If there's no sacrifice, that's not love. That's not passion. If you say you love something, you need to sacrifice for it. So now, going back to the earlier question, so what if I love sleeping? Well, what kind of sacrifice are you going to have, right? What kind of sacrifice would it be if you love sleeping? Do you sacrifice time? Well, not just that, actually. If you love sleeping, your mind will be occupied by so many questions about sleeping. For example, how do you get the best sleep? And why is that? What is the best kind of pillow? What's the best mattress that you should have for your body? And I have heard somebody saying this. You are spending over like a third of your time on your bed. So you should not go cheap on your mattress. You should not go cheap on your pillow because they will affect your life significantly. And I totally agree with this. A little side story right here. I used to have stiff neck all the time. Like I had neck pain all the time. And apparently my pillows that I had, they were not great. And I was like, well, hold on a second. I think somebody must have done a research on pillows, right? I should not be, and I wouldn't be the first person who has ever asked this question of, what is the best pillow? So I actually went to Google Scholar and I found some pillow related research, and guess what? I found something, and now it works for me very well. I'm not sure if it works for you, so you can do your own research. You can ask AI to give you more info. Okay, so it turns out that there's a thing called the wedge pillow. It's like a little triangular prism. And after I found that kind of pillow, and I realized that, hey, it is like you can buy it in the market, and later on Costco also sold it as well. So I got a couple, and it was great. After I found out my best fit pillow, I did not have this kind of frequent neck pain anymore. So I was like, wow, somebody really cared about the pillows. So what it means is this: if you have a strong passion in sleeping, well, then you must know a lot about sleeping, including how to sleep the best, how to find your best pillow, how to find the best mattress. And you might even be a doctor who specializes in sleep apnea. You may become a great salesperson on pillows and mattresses. Because what? Because you care. Because you care so much. You care more than an average person. You are able to say something that other people cannot say. Because why? Because they don't care as much as you do. That's what love is. That's what passion is. And soon after my graduation, around 2008, 2009, I got a lot more interest in Apple products. And back then, the CEO was the late, great Steve Jobs. He's a very good salesperson. I mean, he sold me a lot of great products, and I do mean great products. Okay, I used to be very skeptical about Apple products, but they are truly better. I mean, computer-wise, Mac, it's better than Windows, period. Okay, now, long story short, I like my Mac computers because I don't have any sort of stress. Okay, when I need to work, it's ready for me to work. But if I use a Windows computer, especially back in the days, there were like constant worries. Number one, I don't know when my computer is going to be frozen. Number two, the shelf life of a Windows computer, like in great condition, is like 1 to 2 years. After 2 years, it gets slower, it's lagging, and it has all kinds of problems. But my Mac computers, they were going strong. Like my previous MacBook, it's like good, like in good shape for 10 years. But people would say, well, Mac computers are expensive. I don't have that kind of money. Well, let me just share with you a simple math. If you want to have a good condition computer, a great condition computer, you practically need to replace your Windows computers, every 2 to 3 years. But you can buy a Mac computer and then it's good for 10 years. Well, then you do the math, okay? Which one comes up on top, and actually which one will allow you to work stress-free, okay? So that's it for Steve Jobs. But at the same time, I want to make sure that you check out Steve Jobs' 2005 Stanford commencement speech. That changed my life. That speech would allow you to take a quick peek on somebody who is so passionate about what he or she is doing. Okay, in this case, it'll be Steve Jobs. So make sure you check that out. And Steve Jobs got a huge influence on my life as well. Like, he educated me on how to pursue excellence, how to ask the critical questions to solve problems, basically. So Stephen Palumbi, Dr. Palumbi, Steve Jobs, they have these triggers, these influences on my life journey, and I learned what is passion. Passion requires sacrifice. If you do not sacrifice, it's not passion. Okay? So ask yourself, if you say, hey, I like this thing, okay, this subject or this career, ask yourself, do you like or do you love this career, this direction, this subject matter? What have you sacrificed? And that's one more thing I would like to share with you here too. When I was doing my master program, there was a professor, and this professor, it's my idol. Yes, he's my idol, and this professor, his name is Dr. Stroop. And Dr. Stroop said something in class one day. He was saying how he would choose his doctoral students. He said something like this. He framed this as a hot tub question. What he means is that if you are in a hot tub, which is supposed to be very relaxing, what is in your mind still? And immediately I had my answer. I'm like, I can share with you right now. If I'm in a hot tub right now, my mind is on education. Even though my physical presence is in the United States, I am still thinking about how to change the education quality back home in Hong Kong, as well as here, of course. And this is what leads me to develop this podcast, this YouTube channel, and all the YouTube products that I have created in the past. And in the near future, I'm going to open up a new channel, and that would be specialized, or that would focus on Hong Kong students and Hong Kong teachers. Okay, but yeah, that's my hot tub question answer, and I'm like, yeah, I can totally see that I might be able to become a doctoral student in the future. Okay, still my future plan. Okay, I'm not a doctor right now, but I don't have my PhD right now. But maybe in the future I would finish my PhD studies, and then someday I would no longer be Mr. Chan. I would be Dr. Chan. But for now, I'm just a mister. Okay. So that's the first question. What is and what is not passion? When we come back next week, we will continue the discussion on passion, and we will focus on the second question. Why is passion important? Thank you for listening to today's episode, and I hope you like it. And if you do like it, please make sure you click the like button. And if you did not subscribe yet, please do subscribe, and it would mean so much to us. Thank you for listening, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.